Oh hell, you got me with the palm trees. So when we leaving?
I know, I'm taking a sip. I wonder what my schedule is.
Yeah, really.
Oh, nice.
She must rent it out. She must rent it out.
Oh, they own it.
She don't rent it out for vacationers?
I didn't ask her. She
Well,
said-
because there's a bed and there's bunk beds and that's usually.
I think it's kind of
Well, that's usually what they do. I love the coloring of the house.
Yeah. There's, yeah. So
Yeah, I was gonna say, all that backyard, no pool. Ah.
I had no contact right.
Would seem to be 7 p.m. in the evening of February 10th, 2025. We'll call this meeting to order. Meeting to order. Shall we put it on the City Council, our normal regularly scheduled February meeting? The last who's here? Who's here?
David Brock,
Jeff Burns.
Christine Stewart.
Old Green.
I'm here too. I'm going to make the rules. You have before you the minutes of the previous meeting. I'll trust you just to look at those for a moment or two and consider them.
Oh, you skipped. I need to do that one first. We need to approve the agenda first.
Yes, I stand corrected. We will discuss the agenda first. You will note that the mayor has been demoted down to nearly the bottom, so the base, which was a good thing. I have some things I want to discuss now. Are there any items on the agenda that we voted to consider? Motion to approve the agenda would be in order.
A motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
Aye.
Aye.
Now look at the minutes.
Requesting for the minutes from January 15th meeting.
Approve as presented.
I'll second that.
Aye. Minutes will be approved. Tell us about bills. I'm worried about those.
So that one Vestal, I've already disputed, we talked to the manager, the 77 one, and he's good.
He said, "Look,
I disputed this bill, and he said he's working on fixing it.
I'm just the same way we've been working on it.
Oh, I do.
You disputed the 7717.
He said he's working on fixing it. to approve the bills.
Aye.
We'll approve the bills, doing the business, paying them. Water bill hearings coming up next.
So,
And the city clerk, what can you advise us about that?
so two of the water bill hearings are running late. Number 3500 and 97 are both running late, but they are coming tonight. But 140 and 912, I have not heard from.
If they're coming later, can we just move the water bill hearings down?
Yeah, that's hard, you guys.
I take it that might have contacted you and they're just telling you that they're gonna give it away. What is their usual?
Make a motion and we'll make
On
a
an extension.
amendment to the agenda. And let's move the water bill hearings down to. Let's just do it down after audience comments.
Tell me again, Jeff, I'm old and hard of hearing. You're gonna move the water bill hearing?
To after audience comments.
Which one? All of them?
Just, yeah.
All of that on it?
Need a second.
I second that.
Aye.
Report. Mr. Irwin, tell it like it is.
I really don't have a report for you. I have a copy of the bank statement. And the checking account. And then I looked it out, what's in the savings account. Simply because we figured out it's not.
There is a glitch in the work somewhere or some confusion about something? Big, small?
70,000. We're working on it.
You would? Okay. Any other questions for the clerk? Ask her where she put the 70,000. That's exactly where she buried the coffee can. Any other questions for the city treasurer?
I have an idea of what's going on, or
Any other questions? Moving on. Going once, going twice. Moving on to the city clerk, Reno County EMP kits, and a dog clinic.
So when we made our motion last month for the appreciation gifts, my fault, I forgot to include the EMT. So I'm asking for approval to the gifts, because we did declare the fire department, we forgot the EMT. Because we did all four.
Last year I delivered gifts to the EMT group at Arlington and the deputies at the courthouse and fire department here, all three of those places. Did you want to include the EMTs again with your appreciation gifts this year?
I would say so. So Edie spent a little over half of what you guys
Yeah,
wanted.
pretty pretty also, because it seems like more and more now, pretty that's
Pre-parade fire, how many?
pretty pretty EMS.
Pre-parade EMS, how many individuals involved?
I don't know. I think, and I may be completely wrong, but I think there's like 5 or 6 of them.
She has
what, like $130 or so left from the 400 that was allotted to her? And there was how many EMTs? Do you know, Gabe, of what we're saying?
Pretty EMS is having to come to Turon a lot more lately because Arlington is touch all the time. So I'm not sure I've been, and they are volunteer. So, it's like 5 or 6 people,
Yeah.
I think.
If I call for an EMT, the courthouse, actually, we'll transmit that call to Pretty Bird.
Medic 3 is out of the area, and Pretty Prairie is second.
Just automatically.
Yep. Because
I don't have to choose to call.
No.
Make a choice.
You can call
Nobody has
there.
to, no one has to choose.
You call there, if the first one's gone, they call the second
Okay,
one.
all right, thank you.
And Pretty is volunteer, they're not paid staff. So, there's maybe it'd be an appreciation thing.
Is this an item we need to discuss at some point with county commissioners, or do they need more budget for Arlington, or do they need more professional, another professional?
They can't hire
position?
enough people in Hutch. That's why they're pulling Arlington all the
Calling
time.
Arlington to go into Hutch to respond to
Yeah,
calls.
every day.
Wow.
So that leaves us out here completely in trouble.
Okay, I'll ask again, does that mean, is that something we need to approach the county commissioners about?
They've been working on it. They've been working on it. In the last couple of months, they've been working on coming up with a plan to try and make it better.
So could Pratt respond out here?
Not unless there's absolutely not. They would be the backup mutual aid if it was going to be like 20-minute waiting for somebody to come.
Because Pretty Prairie, yeah, but Pretty Prairie's Kingdom County.
Yeah, but they get big funding from Pretty Prairie's not Kingman County.
Pretty Prairie's not Kingdom
No.
County? Oh.
Pretty Prairie is Reno County, but they service part of Kingman County.
I see. Okay,
Kingman pays Reno County to do that.
I see. I was thinking they were Kingdom County, that's why I thought maybe Pratt could cover that. Okay, gotcha.
So Pratt would actually be closer than Pretty Bird.
Yeah.
I mean, mileage and distance.
I'm sure there's county lines and all that they have to.
If all ambulances in Hutch are tied up, then, and Medic 3 out of Arlington is tied up, then they call Pretty Prairie. If Pretty Prairie is not available, they call Haven. If Haven's not available, then you will get Pratt.
Would an individual person in Turon call directly to Pratt County and ask for an ambulance? You don't get it?
Cannot cross county lines with mutual aid agreement.
Okay, well, I don't know, is $130 gonna be able to cover both EMTs up? I mean, I
That
don't
means
know
you can't
what
allot
she's.
another $50 or $100. Well, we gotta make a motion on it anyway, so we should just scratch the $130 and just make a motion that she can spend up to $200 on EMTs. That money just wasn't used on the last one. It just wasn't used.
To just pay her the money that she has receipts for right now, and then just allot her $200. And if she has anything left, she'll just bring in receipts and we'll pay that out.
I make a motion that we allow Edie Green to put together the EMS packets for Medic 3 and Pretty Prairie. Up to 200. What do we get? What they get for sheriff, 400, right?
We get four
That was
for
for-
sheriff's and fire.
So up to $200 for Medic 3 and Free Prairie EMS. Aye.
Any discussion?
Aye.
No, that's not. Moving right on, we have information about the dog.
Just a second. So it's just kind of informing you, like last year, they're doing a dog clinic in April, but they're combining, the minutes file vet service, but they're combining Sylvia and ours. So it'll be April 16th from 4 to 6.
Here in Turon.
Yes.
At the location,
At the maintenance building.
maintenance building, which is kind of a beautiful location.
60.
What day is that, Saturday?
It's usually during the week.
Give me the dates again, please.
April 16th. It's a Wednesday. From 4 to 6.
4 to 6.
Any questions about the dog clinic? Tell all your friends.
Are you guys okay with me buying the tags for the city?
I'm assuming the fee and how much for the fee, what that is. And out of town people come in when they're dogs.
Yeah, anybody.
Okay with them?
Yeah, it's just, I just have to buy the tags for the city. I think that's consensus. Y'all agree?
Okay. Moving on, is the property officer in attendance? Somebody way back there in the distant horizon. What is the good news from the property?
I contacted Howard and Gene Hudson at 310 East Kansas about that lawnmower that y'all were concerned about last month. They don't own it, they don't know who it belongs to, it just appeared one day and somebody moved it across the street and moved it back, and none of the neighbors that I was able to contact know where it came from or who it belongs to. There's a guy that's been helping them with the renovations of their house there that they think might want it. If y'all don't want to haul it off, he will. Probably. I don't know if they've contacted him or not. But he apparently likes to jump stuff out. I guess with a scrap metal. So at any rate, so nobody knows who it belongs to, except for whoever put it there probably, but they're not coming forward. So if you guys don't have an objection, I'll go by and let them know that they can have what.
Robert, did you have a thought about who owned that lawnmower?
McMahon.
You mentioned a name one time.
McMahon.
Brandon.
Robert McMahon owns it.
Is he still in town, or
Well, yeah.
Brandon,
do we need to contact him? We go
Yeah,
further,
we're
right? Do we need to contact him before we attach it?
I mean, is the city doing something with it or private citizen?
I'm sorry?
I mean, the city, who's moving it?
Well, that's what he wants to know. The city gives that guy permission.
We're not giving
The city,
anybody
it's-
permission
it's
because
not-
we're gonna get sued.
Yeah.
That is the dumbest thing you could ever do. We don't
How
have no
long
right
has
to
stuff
touch
set in the
it.
alley for months?
Been there many months.
I know it has,
Mhm.
but we are not
And
giving permission.
city property is an alley, right?
Is that alley or is that their property? Because if it's not their property, then they don't need to worry about it.
The alley is the city property or?
No, if the alley is not their property, and that's in the alley, then it's not in their property and not in my purview to act on. And certainly not in their, it's not their choice to act on it either if it's not on the property.
Can we just take it down to the city maintenance area?
Well, what, I think that mower is either Robert McMahon or that mower had been at Susie's.
It used to be Susie, so did Robert, the way I understand.
I don't care about the mower, and I don't have a dog in this fight. Mrs. Scott, who lives across the street, asked me about it a couple months ago. I thought about that. I didn't know anything about it other than it's been sitting there all fall. We need to contact Mr. Allen and,
I mean, it's kind of a safety hazard. I mean, if the fire truck had to go down the alley or whatever. Okay.
He was agreed.
Oh, I didn't hear him say
Sorry, that's it, definitely.
that. Oh, okay, I didn't hear what he
I
said.
think we just saw, for the moment, if we want to move it, we can solve it down to the city impound yard and leave it there.
You know, if it's in a city alley, it's blocking the alley, the city can haul it, put it in down.
But we can't give permission to give it away.
I
Right?
don't think so.
So do we want to have the guys take it down to the fence and contact Robert then, ask if it's his?
Why don't we try and contact Robert first? Before we could be held liable, and he could come back and say that we damaged it, all of it.
Okay. So then what if we contact him, it's still sitting there in a month?
We'll contact them within a week to move it. And we'll feel whether we
I feel like
city impound.
or 10 days or whatever, what's an ordinance violation, gives 10 days.
Yeah, I mean, if it's blocking the alley, I mean, we can haul it off now, so whatever notice you want to give them. Courtesy, so, yeah, a week, 10 days,
That's already been the, by law.
Consensus on that, it's going to be a motion.
Yeah, I guess that's what we need to do. But I'd like to see it moved, it's been there way too long, so. So is our property officer supposed to contact him?
No, I'm gonna put it on the city maintenance guys. Are you on speaking terms with this
That's
lawnmower?
not their
owner?
job.
I'm sorry,
That's not their job.
not their job?
No.
Their job is it?
Do you have a phone number for him, Bill?
I don't put it in, I have one for.
Can we just have Michaela call that household and ask if it is by chance their mower? Or do you want to send something in the mail?
No, I'm fine with the phone call. You know, if they're,
And if they say it's not theirs, we'll just haul it to,
the impound or what.
What do you guys want me to say? I've moved in 10 days?
and if it's not moved in 10 days,
No. It goes to the impound yard. So once it can be collected,
can you report that phone call?
Yeah.
On this one?
Or, even just notice on this date I talked to them. This is what told me. I wouldn't be saying this.
we're finished with this topic, and return to the property officer. Go for it.
Number 2 on the list is 310 East Nebraska. That's a home with a derelict motorhome in the back and then has a couple of piles of tree branches in the front. Looks like somebody trimmed the tree, piled the branches, and left it. I tried to contact, there is a notice of violation still taped to the front door. Makes me wonder if anybody's living there at this point. It's a gray house.
I believe she's living in Arlington now. I see her in Arlington a lot, so I'm
Yeah.
thinking maybe she's living over there.
Okay. So maybe.
I've tried to contact her on my own, because I was gonna try to help her get it cleaned up before the city got onto her, but, you know, she just never replies, so.
So maybe a mailed notice would be appropriate.
Linda, do you know where she lives at?
Who?
Kathy Marshall.
She lives in
She was in Arlington, at the,
In the senior citizen.
behind the motel or something, where they're in the apartment houses.
Oh, she lives in the ones behind them now?
She just
That's what I
moved.
think. Did she move again?
Yeah, I can get a hold of her if you give me permission.
So I saw her in Arlington today at Carolyn's. I think she eats over there quite a bit, so.
She does. I can have her just contact the city office if that would work.
That'd be good.
Okay.
I could do that too, because she's on Turon Park Committee with me.
Thank you. Someone will contact that person now. Carry on.
Okay. Number 3, I told you a month ago, I think, about Clayton Lofton. He has 110 and 111 East Kansas. Had a derelict vehicle in each yard. They have both been removed now.
That removes any problems we had with those locations?
I'm sorry?
That removes any problems in the
Correct.
locations. Thank you.
And then fourthly, on 305 East Chicago, I was able to contact Carol at home and discuss the issues of the refrigerator on the dolly on the front porch. She said it's been there for 3 years and they're going to use it when the one inside breaks down, whenever that is. Then there's other various toys, miscellaneous, and lawnmowers on the front too. And I just chatted with her about how she could remedy the issue without the city getting involved. It needs to be out of the way for, it's not there for everybody to see. Then there were 3 vehicles, either that will not run or that are not currently registered. The ones that are not currently registered, she said it'd take a couple of weeks before they were financially able to do that. And that the other issues about the stuff on the front porch that needs to be out of sight, out of mind. She said obviously if it's really cold or inclement like it's been lately, they're not going to be able to do anything about it. I told her. And she was really pretty.
The ordinance says you can't have toys on your front porch?
I'm sorry?
The ordinance says you can't have toys on your front porch?
Well, it's the code refers to trash or miscellaneous stuff, and the term toys is fairly loosely used here. That's what they have been in the past, but it amounts to garbage at this point. The main concern was the appliance, the refrigerator that's on the dolly sitting in the front. So, like I said, I told her, of course, I'd work with her because I'm trying to work with everybody and stuff. Rather than just write up a notice and walk away.
So, does the ordinance say you can't have a refrigerator on the porch? I mean.
It does,
So
it
if
does.
she plugs it in,
I'm sorry?
so if she plugs it in, is it using it? Can it be there?
I don't know, I'd have to look at that and see if it could be plugged in, but appliances can't just be out in the yard or front porch or whatever, they have to be.
There was a lot of issues about safety, like on the refrigerator.
The door has to be locked, or it has to be tied shut.
And that's what it was. I mean, it's a safety issue with us. kids
Yeah.
climbing in and
Which
getting locked
sadly
in.
we're not, and I'm pretty sure that is in the ordinance, to get taken and go off the outside.
All over and somebody running around the home.
Now, the last paragraph, I just included that in case there was, in case that Mr. McElhaney decided to call in and complain. I was just out driving, and as I passed him as he was walking his dog, he more or less flagged me down, and got pretty angry, and felt like I had overstepped my bounds. Well, all I was doing is my job. I didn't do anything untoward or whatever.
I have a question.
Mhm.
I think you had served notice maybe to 407 East Price quite a while ago. About 2 houses to the west here on this side of the road. And the house was going to go up for auction.
Oh, okay, the one that
Taxes.
had all the plumbing and sewage and stuff like that issues, okay.
Have we made any progress with that, or have we heard from the new owners?
I have not. No. With, given the sale and the new ownership, it looked like somebody, they were trying to move out, but I don't know. I don't know what they're trying to do.
I think they're bringing more stuff in.
anybody's moving.
He's bringing more stuff in.
That's what I thought. It looked like there was more
Well,
stuff.
and I wondered because, you know, as well as I do find stuff at tax auction, it is illegal for them to stay a resident of that house. To stay a resident of that house once it's sold at tax auction.
I think they have to be given so many
They had to
days
evict them.
notice, I think, or I mean, a certain time.
Yeah, but you legally have to evict them
Right.
because you can't.
But that was in what, October?
Yeah, no, it was a month later, it was in November, I
November.
think, this year.
So we're 90 days.
He's already had it.
He's already has eviction notice.
Yeah.
Okay, well, maybe we're gonna have to go to
Where does that
the
leave us?
new owner.
Is the resident still there? And if not, that he has currently 90 days to leave the license.
Well, I don't know, that's between him and the new owner. Maybe the new
I think
owner-
the new owner gave him 30 days and it's been up.
But he's still there.
He was supposed to be out by February from when I was informed.
The tax auction is that's more than 30 days.
Yes.
November, December,
November.
November.
So does that leave us needing to take action, or is that incumbent upon the new owner? It sounds like it's something the new owner has to deal with.
Right.
What kind
But
of
maybe if
process?
we get in
Nudge the
contact
new
with the
owner.
new owner and say, hey, you know, this is kind of a violation of the plan.
I'm writing you down 2 phone numbers for the new owners. Or this is who said he bought them.
Because it does look like they're bringing more stuff in. Or maybe they're just bringing it from the front, back to the front, I don't know, but it's quite the sight over there.
Mhm.
Okay, the phone number to the property officer, is that what you're doing now?
Yeah. This is who said bought it, who said they bought it, so I don't know.
Sherman, according to the property deed thing, it says Sandra K. Allen and Sherman.
Any questions for the property officer? Any comments or discussion?
While he's up there, can we talk about 107 Nebraska?
We'll come into that. We'll come into that on my list.
That's the 2 phone numbers that are on the business card of the guy that says he bought them.
Okay. Look into it.
All right. Thank you. Maintenance gentlemen, Mr. Song and more, Mr. Higgins. Who would like to be the bearer of good news?
Do we have to,
You skip legal matters.
I did again. Okay, you're, put it on hold. Legal matters. Mr. Attorney, did you send I have a number of questions here. Did you send a report, a letter to, the legal owners of 107 East Nebraska that's going to have that cleaned up by the first of, early in March?
I've got a notice prepared to go out to, I can't remember what names I put it together, so I sent it, just before the meeting, to Michaela without the names, but we'll have a hearing set at the March council meeting, and then we've got the municipal court documents on the guy in the garage, have that court this month.
My understanding was from the last meeting that we wanted to clean up by the March meeting.
And it,
Still doable?
well, we would notice violation either corrected or be here on the March meeting.
I'm sorry.
The notice says either corrected or appear at the March meeting to explain why they did it.
We're just giving them another month now.
Well, if we're gonna tear it down, if the city's gonna tear it down, the city's got, we gotta follow those steps. So, we've gotta give them notice, give them the chance to request a hearing, and if they don't do that, then the city can tear it down at the city's expense.
All right, we had, passed a resolution to change the requirements for residence requirements for, city council, for that, city commission here, is that a done deal, is that finished now, or are we still in the public comment period?
I think it's 60 days for a protest petition to be filed if somebody wanted to protest against it.
So have we published that yet, or do we need to publish it?
I believe it's been published.
Have we had any progress?
Not so far.
We're still in that 60-day period?
Yep.
Still, when does that expire, do you know anything?
Passed it last month.
But I got it published about a week or two ago. Probably a week ago.
That's in mid to end March.
We can consider that again by, if nothing else happens, will it will take effect on the first of April? Probably.
Yeah, should be, well, yeah, that's right, I'm off a month on that. Yeah, that's right.
Okay. I also, I think Kim also sent you an email about mobile home requirements. And we do have I was unaware of what we have. Having read through it a little bit, we do have quite a few requirements for the placement of mobile homes within the city. I was wondering if we should add the requirement of manufacturers that following the time that HDB has upgraded the standards for mobile homes, just to like we're going to be selling. There's some pre-1997 ones that crack and pretty flimsy. The standards I was on the zoning board in Young County for a long time. You cannot, we mandated that you cannot place the motor home in Reno County anywhere. It was manufactured prior to 1997. Can we add that to our existing resolution, or is our existing resolution covered with standards?
I didn't see those standards in the existing code, but we could add that to it if that's what you guys want to do.
I don't know what the people want to do. In 1997, the standards improved quite a bit.
And when you were on the zoning board, they passed that for the whole county?
That's what it is. I misspoke.
The zone
The zoned area.
Okay.
I wish all the pre-1997 ones were crashed. If they're not, they're still some.
is that something we're interested in doing?
I would suggest that.
So that would make them 97, about 27 years old or so.
Almost 30.
Thoughts on that? You don't think you need it? Huh?
I ain't worried about it. When was the last time we're coming into this town?
I mean, I hate to see him drag some real stuff in here that's just gonna be falling down like the rest of the houses around here, but then again, I don't wanna tell people what they can live in either.
Kind of a safety issue.
On that old house.
Some of them have very strange wiring, and the wiring code is different. A lot of aluminum on copper contact cause fire problems.
Survived 30 years.
There's nothing further, I'll get back to Mr. Lynch. You said my question, now what did you want to tell us?
That covers it. Do you guys want me to bring a resolution on that, or leave the code the way it is?
On what?
On the mobile homes?
We have a code.
We-
I was just wondering if I wanted to have that particular date, 1997.
And that's what I'm asking you guys, if you want me to amend the code to include that date or not.
No, I think we do.
You're good with it?
Next.
That's all that I have.
Questions or other discussion for Mr. Lynch? Moving on now, maintenance done. The good news is, Mr. Blackburn, we do have a couple of paragraphs about that, much about standards for mobile homes we brought in, and to enter the city, they need a permit. Whether, and if someone brought one in without a permit,
Permit the title, like you were saying, prior to 97, I used to build mobile homes for Beach Warrior and a couple other places.
they need to speak up.
Anyway, before 97, the construction of those mobile homes, they were 1x3s in the walls and the rafters. After 97, the electrical codes got updated, the plumbing codes got updated, and they went to 2x4 construction. So you get past 97, what you're bringing in basically is a pallet. Okay? So that's up to y'all, but I think the title is probably the biggest thing. They need to prove ownership. I'm pretty sure that there was a deal that went on that was basically a title issue.
Yeah, the lady was dead. We were told we were forced to get rid of our next trailer.
The market value of those homes
Is
is
that
pretty,
part of your thing,
pretty
is
cheap.
that part of your maintenance report? No, I was just checking.
But
I
anyway.
thought that's what we were doing.
The market, so they're, when they come up for sale, they're pretty cheap. And people buy them and add them on or use them as an addition to an existing house. And try to put wires together. We've had problems with that in the county.
When I called you, I was just thinking about how somebody was forced to get rid of one and that it should not be allowed to come back if it's the same situation. That's something. My questions have been answered. I can see it's going to be another month.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Birdsong, you have the floor.
We really don't have anything on the maintenance report. The only thing I
You
got,
paved the street, yeah. You paved the street.
oh yeah, we put no anything on.
The buildings down.
Only thing I want to mention is a conference coming up at the end of March. You wanna do that or not? I think it's if I read right, $180 registration fee and then $15 for a meal ticket. Where you want us to go to that or not, that's up to you.
$180 piece.
So it's 420 altogether.
Before March 15th, I think. After that, it's a little higher.
They don't go to the 50. They take the city truck. And they
Where is the conference?
Wichita.
It's a one-day event or
Well, probably gonna need 2 days.
2 days? You don't stay
We
overnight?
won't stay, we drive back and forth.
Commute?
altogether it's 420.
What date was that?
25th, 26th, or something.
Yeah, at the end of March.
End of March, 25th to 27th.
Where is that?
I really don't care, but you gotta have the hour training hours, that's all I gotta do to say about it.
I mean, how does that work? How many training hours a year do you have to have? And
Well, it depends on the classes you go to. Some of them, like Tuesday, I think we get 5 hours, but it's an all-day class. And then Wednesday, I believe it's Wednesday, you got your choice of different hours of account classes. It's only like a 1 or 2 hour credits or whatever.
how many hours do you have to accumulate? Is it per year or every other year?
Well, for renew the water, I gotta have 10 hours every 2 years, I believe it is. And then the wastewater is, I can't tell you right off the right, I think it's about, I think it's 10 hours, I think, over 2 years, just to renew my certificate. So
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I was talking about something else. Are both of you wanting to go or just you?
Well, normally both of us go.
Edward has to go, doesn't want to go.
Pardon me?
Edward doesn't want to go, so he has to go.
Are pretty much the same topics discussed year after year?
Basically, I mean, usually if you've been through one class and they're basically the same, you might have a little something new to pick up once in a while. And just see what's coming out new ahead of time and everything.
Where I'm going with this was there something offered this year that I'm feeling that something could apply to us that maybe haven't had a chance to pick up before?
Well, Tuesday you got a picture class and Wednesday you got several different classes you can pick from. You don't have to register, you just go to the one you want to go to.
Is there something offered that I haven't had a chance to see before?
Yeah, or
Applicable here to our
I can,
needs?
I can go Tuesday, I'll probably take the wastewater deal, so that'll be my next one coming up to renew. And then Wednesday, you pick whatever you wanna go to, whichever class you think you need, is most interesting, and to be honest with you, they're all boring, but you gotta have the hours, and all the novelties.
Council, what's your pleasure here?
They both need training.
You both need the training hours or just you?
I need them,
Yeah.
ever don't have his license.
Yeah. What do you say about sending?
Hey, if you learn something, I would rather send them both. Ever, are you too old to learn anything at these meetings, or do you learn anything, or how do you feel?
A lot of the classes are just repeat over stuff that we've already done. But the only thing about going up there is that you might catch something on the rules that
Because
you
there are
haven't.
rule changes.
All the rules change, so the biggest thing is to be able to go up there and learn about what they're changing on it. So we can get prepared for what, like the lead and copper.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the last couple of years it's been lead and copper we have to deal with. You get to hear about some of how the other towns is dealing with it or haven't been dealing with it. It's the same problems, everybody got the same problems.
Okay, I've heard that. You get both.
I said they're basically boring classes, but once in a while you find out something new.
I make a motion that we send both maintenance men. Is lunch covered at your guys'? They provide lunch?
Well, they got my meal ticket.
Oh, okay, you got my meal. Okay. I make a motion that we send both maintenance men in April to the conference.
March.
March to the conference. And the amount of $420-ish to go. Aye.
You got anything, Ever? That's about all we got then.
Hey, you will notice, council people, that they did apply some asphalt fillings here on the west side of this building on Duncan Street there. I think they got a couple of additional loads that they're put up at the, loaded up the front of the water tower. They were going to keep them handy to fill potholes, those,
Wanna go back to maintenance for a minute? I forgot something, sorry. I guess we need to talk about the kitchen floor.
Okay?
I guess our one question was, we had not, I guess, discussed having it done. And then it was, Friendship Mills was taking it off or something.
Yeah.
How did we get into that?
She asked if she could paint the floor, and I said yes, and we could probably get the paint the floor. But they scraped it like that to clean it up, to get it to where the paint would stick, because the paint they put down was bubbling up. And we already okayed the paint. I've already got it done at the shop. I didn't do it over Christmas and New Year's because the kitchen was used. So it's just a matter of me getting the paint down here and being able to keep somebody out of it for the weekend.
Yeah, I guess
And then it can be
was,
painted.
I guess what the problem was that, how do I say it?
Just say
They
it.
weren't okayed, I guess,
nobody asked.
to be doing, I mean, as far as,
Yeah.
you know, it's Friendship Mills was doing it and not the city, and then we had extras in here doing it that's not employed by the city.
They were only in here during friendship meals, not at any other time.
They can't be working though. They're not employees. They're not covered under their insurance.
They were volunteers, they are covered.
I don't think so by how that contract reads. It said they're employees.
I think it says that they're friendship meals to carry insurance and all their employees, volunteers, whoever's.
Because if I was to leave here and fall, I'd sue them during that 3-hour period.
I noticed that Brandon was out draining the driveway the other day, and I didn't know, I thought maybe he had community service, or you guys had him doing something,
No.
so.
He
He
just
comes
had
up
to
there and
show
flies
up,
his
back and
kite.
picked up, cleaned the driveway opening up. I can't, I don't know what. Can't very well.
He's usually up there flying his kite.
You know, I just don't know how we stand if something would happen.
Who is supposed to, who is gonna be the person that does the labor that applies the paint? It's not Angie.
Angie's the one that's gonna paint. Angie and whoever volunteers are gonna paint the floor.
Okay. Do they need to move the refrigerator and move stuff around and they need help with that?
Well,
or-
we'll probably move the refrigerator and stove so they can paint, but, so they're not doing it.
I guess I just have a problem with them doing it because it's our building. Anybody else on that page, or is it just me? I mean, if there's a
Well,
hole in the
if
roof,
that-
we don't want them up there.
If that's a problem, we'll paint it.
Well,
I'll
it's,
move it and paint it and not let them do it.
it's still
but-
a community building and they're part of the community. So they're volunteering their services. That's the way I look at it. Technically, the boys has only got maintenance on this. They're not supposed to be doing everything.
Okay, we don't have a problem painting it, but
No.
Yeah, we'll paint it. If that's a
if
problem,
that's
we'll
a problem,
paint
we
it.
can
I
paint
just
it.
want us to
move
be
it out.
covered, I just don't want something coming back and it's on us because,
Then why don't you make the motion that the boys paint and be done with it?
that what?
Make the motion that the boys have to do the painting.
Well, I wanna make sure everybody's on board with that. Maybe it's just me, so you guys can put in your 2 cents worth.
I definitely think there's a liability if you have some people helping.
Anybody else?
And I hate that the liability down on the coast of Montana. I know, understand the liability.
Well, like I said, that's just my thinking, so if you guys are good with them doing it,
I don't remember how to talk that grant, that they cover the volunteers and
Yeah.
the volunteers.
Yeah, so it says between 10 and 1, aging projects will provide liability insurance. Liability insurance coverage for participants in meals on wheels. They'll name the city as an additional insurer. No agent, employee, volunteer, or other person acting on behalf of aging projects, aims should be in the community center except during the time of the days that it's there. So 10 to 1 on the days that it's open, and their supervisor will be here the entire time. So to be covered under that, they need to be, whatever they do needs to be within 10 to 1 of the days that they're here. Otherwise, it's free. They're here outside the time of what that is.
and under the, between those hours, then they're covered by their own insurance.
Yep. And we're named as an additional, or the city's named as an additional insured on the policy, so that's protection for the city on that.
We can, the friendship deals out, but we certainly have insurance just on the building.
Yeah,
As a city market, we have insurance on the building. If someone's injured within the building, and there's a liability, it's already covered on our existing policy.
yeah, but we don't, I think what David's coming out with that, we don't want to set us up in a situation where that's what we're relying on. Either want a city employee to do it, or they do it during the hours that they're providing insurance coverage under that agreement. But not that they bring volunteers in outside the hours of that, but they're not covered under the terms of that agreement. I think we've got a problem. I mean, I think if they want to provide volunteers to do it some other time, we can do an addendum to that contract that they're going to provide the liability insurance for this additional time.
I just would think it'd be hard for them to be open and painted, because how they would paint that 3-hour period on a Friday while they're open.
But if they want to pick a Saturday to paint or whatever, we can do an addendum to the contract and have them provide insurance, provide proof or provide insurance for that time. And then they'd be back under friendship deals insurance while they're here.
I can just roll that, tell them what they know.
2 months to do that, and that one already sat there for 3 months like that.
Well, y'all jump in, tell us what we wanna do. I don't know what you want the motion to be.
You never brought it up.
I was putting out my thoughts. That's why I was asking what you guys thought.
You either.
Time frame wise, it's just gonna be easier to motion to have them kind of get it done with. Have a weekend where they can do it, or a weekday where they can do it, just get it done with and be able
So
to.
we like to drive from Friday to Monday.
Yeah.
Say, we'll take a weekend when nobody's gonna be down here.
Yeah,
Right?
Well,
I mean, we should be able to
said
paint
that.
it, move it out of there Friday when they leave. We should be able to move the refrigerator stove and paint that room, and then nobody can be in here for the weekend. And then
you
we'll
guys
come
just
back and
have
put
to,
it,
you just have to set it up with Michaela that nobody could rent it that weekend.
We can use the kitchen.
well, I mean,
Yeah.
to set it up, if nobody's gonna do it this weekend, then, or certain weekend, we can do it. But if it's a chance to rent it out, let them rent it out. We just need to know that before the weekend, that it's rented or not. I can ask them Friday morning, is it rented? It's done.
So I need to make a motion, or just say, could you please paint it when you have time, we can get it done. Can you get a motion, I can just agree.
Make it a deal, we're not spending money.
Is that a consensus? All right, if you guys can handle that, that'll be perfect, thank you, I
Okay.
appreciate it.
No, it's not great.
Any other audience comments?
When was you gonna do the lake,
Sorry.
water bill hearings?
After this.
It's coming. Moving on to the safety officer.
Well,
Madam
Now
City.
we gotta do the water bills.
I have one of those way down.
Yeah, it's out
Yeah,
there.
that's
Audience,
audience.
after audience.
Okey dokey, if you say so. That's why I'm way down here for mine. All right, water bills. Madam City Clerk. Inform us of the meter number, please.
You wanna come talk to the council? Yeah. 97.
Speak up, I'm old and hard of hearing, so you have to use your outdoor voice. You're calling your kids.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I just need an extension till this Friday, starting to get my past due bill paid. I'm just having a little bit of financial problems right now.
No feeling. Your name was?
Taylor Davis.
Taylor Davis. Any questions for Mr. Davis?
Well, okay, we'll look at the bills first.
Did you know come past you?
Pardon me?
Oh,
Didn't come past me.
I guess that'll go in that direction.
You can have it, excuse me, all paid by Friday? Is that what you said?
Yeah. Is it for both of them? I mean, I should be able to have both of them paid by Friday. The
So more than
156, it should be like 156 and that's for this month and last month, no,
This
that's.
is just the past.
I just
due,
have
right?
the last month.
Okay, then yeah,
You
I'll
just
have
have
to
to
have it.
pay.
Yeah, you just have to do
We
that.
just have to worry about the last month. You still have until the 27th
Okay,
to the 25th. 25th.
okay, yeah.
For the-
I'll have
So
it
you
by
can do the
Friday.
83 or whatever it is.
That's fine, I'll
Alright.
do it by Friday.
City office is open until 3 o'clock on Friday.
Yeah. I usually call and pay because I'm usually at work until about 5 o'clock, so.
Or it can be left in the drop box, in the mailbox outside the west door. If you can do that on Thursday and put it in there, and then
Just an envelope with like a money order or.
I'm sorry?
Money order or cash money.
You can put an envelope with cash in it.
Okay.
You do a money order, you do a check.
Okay,
And
You
you know where to
can
add.
pay online.
okay.
And you do that Wednesday, Thursday, when you're handy, put it in the box if it's after hours.
You were wanting to pay it by Friday?
Friday, Friday.
That's till 7 o'clock. By 7 o'clock Monday morning, Friday, either be in the drop box or paid online.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming in. Yep. What do you wish to hear next?
So next is number 3500.
Busy. Busy. Good, keeps you out of trouble. What can you tell us? What kind of helps you out of trouble?
Financial difficulties, and I will, put it in the Dropbox this weekend, and you'll have it by Monday. Weren't getting our hours that we haven't been super busy, so we weren't getting a lot of hours, so. Check was really, I understand. But it may be picking up because the flu is really running around.
Bite your
So
tongue.
Everybody be really careful. Influenza
Don't kiss
A.
any strangers?
No, do not, because then I have to take care of you at the hospital, then I'll get my hours.
I think we should just approve you, you're nice and all, but we would rather you leave because you probably have been around hugging all those people all day at work.
Actually, we don't have any flu right
Oh,
now.
well, good for you.
Listen here.
I said good for you.
That's what you say now.
Oh, no, nobody's been sick, and I wear my mask, and I do wash my hands like I'm supposed to. Because I don't want none of that garbage, you kidding me? I don't want to be sick.
I think we're good with that. If you can get it paid this weekend, that'd be great.
Oh, yes, ma'am, I'll put it in the Dropbox. You guys will have
Dropbox.
it. Thank you very much, guys.
Good person, thank you.
Thank you.
One more?
So the last one, I'm not reviewing.
Here?
Yeah.
The other one, paid.
That exhausts the water bill hearings in the form of no action. I assume that leaves us to a cutoff.
Yep.
All right, man. Where are we at now? Now the safety officer? Now the safety officer, are you safe?
Probably more than you.
Is it safe to hear from you?
No. Considering the fact that you guys still have a leaking maintenance building, you're going to have a problem there if it keeps on doing like it is. You didn't bother to tell them
No.
about the problem we had the other day. with the water leaking on where the welding was at and everything, and the short out. And the breaker box had to put in because of it.
That was what the welding was?
Yeah, you guys, you gotta fix that leak or you're gonna have some electrical shocks on some kids back there. You wanna tell that to their widows or whatever? You can't just let that water run through that maintenance building like it does.
Did they move the box off the leaking wall?
You know, they had to move the electrical box for the welder, and then a line that runs into the office the cameras were on, it shorted them out, not the cameras, but shorted the wiring out, and we had to relocate everything to a different wall.
North wall?
It's on the west wall.
It's on the west wall now. But it was on the north wall.
Yeah, it was on the north, now it's on the west. So that's my only safety thing. And you're welcome, Mayor.
That is?
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions for the safety person? Moving on, custodial report, is there any reports on the spouse of the custodian?
Yeah, I guess.
Was that a yes?
Yes.
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 Speak up, you have the floor.
Sorry. I've been comparing prices of rentals of surrounding communities for what they charge for building rental. We're by far the cheapest. Preston is $35 a day, which is good. But I probably shouldn't say this on camera, but I will say, we rented it last summer, and I did 3 hours of cleaning before I could have my family reunion over there. So
At Preston.
At Preston. Pleasant is $30. If they rent the gym, it's $25. Sylvia is $75. Arlington is $85 for the kitchen. If you use the stove, it's an additional $25. If you use the gym, it's $55 for a half day and $105 for a full day. And Abbeville is $75, which you can use the gym with the $75, but like this time of year where it's cold, if you want the heater on, they charge you an additional $25 to run the heater in the gym. So I think, and we're charging $25. I think we could come up a little bit.
We haven't changed in at least 20 years.
Yeah. You know, by the time you pay the janitor, you buy paper towels, you buy trash sacks. Sometimes they use a lot of trash sacks. I know it's not to make money, but you don't want to be losing money either. I just thought I'd bring that up to see if you guys would consider maybe raising the rates. If you're happy with it, that's fine too.
Especially if they paint the kitchen floor.
Making it uptown.
Well, when you don't make enough to even pay your janitor.
You're right. And I don't know if we would do just like an average. I didn't average them out, but it looks like it might be $50, $60. I don't know. While you're thinking about that, also, sometimes with the rentals, I'd like to put up like a checkout sheet that shows the things that they have to do. I mean, maybe post them there on the refrigerators, tear off one at a time.
Didn't we have one?
There used to be, but I don't know that maybe they're not told that they need to do this and they need to actually.
Usually it's given with the reservation thing, unless,
No, I don't know, but there's been some times that things weren't done that should have been done. As far as, the floors being swept and the counters and tables wiped off and trash out, toilet flushed. That's a big thing. The toilet does not get flushed a lot. Of course, this is a difficult toilet to get flushed, but I'd like to see some type of list that they have to, I don't know, maybe to get the deposit back, they have to come in and show that this was done. I don't know how to do it the best way.
For the custodian develop that list for us? Or closest.
Well, I mean, it's really on the contract what they should be doing. I just don't know how we can make sure to get it done.
Posted with contract.
Well, and I don't know if they've got the anything.
Right.
So I'll give them the deposit back there on that.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's something that we could try, and I know some mornings are busy, but I don't know if it's.
After
Try to start having to walk through in the morning after it's been rented. And as long as it's not filthy, you just get them issues and maybe.
The problem with that being, if it's rented on Saturday, Gene will come down on Sunday and clean it, so he would be the one to know that, but I just
Well, then he
don't.
could do,
We need no fee.
yeah, and then. But if we find that we have an issue where things haven't been done, we need to take pictures and document it. To the Dean or Taylor or whoever is doing the walkthrough.
And then are you still having trouble with the keys getting back in a timely manner?
Sometimes. The last time we rented it, took them like a week to get the key back to me.
Maybe we need to put something in the contract if we don't have the feedback within 24 hours. You don't
What
need to
about-
deposit back.
What about just having them drop it in the drop box?
I think it says that on it.
Yeah, that's what I usually tell them, just to drop it in there. Whenever they rent it.
'Cause there's no need that they need keys for,
Well, I told them,
yeah. So that's just something we could probably consider too, along with the price increase if you guys are wanting to do something like that.
we're at $25 a day for this room.
And the gym.
Unless there's,
25 for this room and the gym.
Yeah, they're both
25.
each 25.
Each 25, yeah.
It's more, of course, if you have food and drink in the gym or alcohol.
Or if you want tables and chairs.
To me, like we can put all our things, will be within the
Right.
common sense and code for community behavior.
I don't know. Leave the gym or we could change the gym, but I don't think that this room was 75.
You think it's worth 75?
Gotta almost cost that by the time you pay janitor and stuff to
I don't know, I think that's a little rich, but
50.
I was kinda thinking like that.
We're gonna talk about this long 100.
You probably won't be written it out anymore then.
Might not be a problem. We want to buy table and chair.
We should take some action on this, so to speak up.
I make a motion that we modify the rental agreement to go to $50 for the, I'm gonna call it conference room, this room.
And
Is there an hour limit on that
per day.
per day? Or any portion thereof?
And amend the contract to say that you do not get your deposit back if the key is not returned within 48 hours.
You're out, right? But you can always drop it in the drop box.
Within 24 hours.
Do you wanna do $50 a day for the kitchen? So $50 deposit and then $50 rent?
I did $25, probably $50.
Leaving the gym as is.
We don't heat and cool our gym.
Pardon me?
We don't hardly heat and cool our gym.
Right.
What is that? If you want.
What is it,
Aye.
25? Is
Aye.
it 25 now? For the gym?
Yes. Unless you have tables
Aye.
and chairs and food and alcohol, then it's completely
Yeah, what
different.
did you do?
Huh?
What did you just vote on? To leave it at 25?
Yeah,
I voted on the motion that was made.
yeah, they voted to move, to change the kitchen.
Aye.
You leaving the gym as is?
Yeah.
Any change in the deposit?
No.
Change in the deposit. All right, I'll take care of this situation. Any further discussion with you next year?
Can I make a motion that we add to the agenda under unfinished business, the road grader?
It's coming right up.
It's not on there.
Where's it at?
It's not written on there.
I'm sorry.
So I'm adding it on
So
there.
it's making a motion to add it.
Yes.
I did.
Oh, second. Aye.
Under unfinished business, we discussed last month the motor vehicle. It requires a change in a sprocket in the drive line on the two rear wheels on the passenger side, on the right-hand side of the ship. It is a John Deere industrial.
Somebody pulled it off. But you're not, you voted on it last month.
Murphy tractor and
It's a John Deere industrial tractor.
Murphy is their current one and John
Tractor, Great Bend is the dealer for industrial equipment.
tractors and graders and stuff. John Deere does not actually work on it. It says John Deere Murphy tractor.
You remember the price on that?
I gave a price last month.
Do you remember what it was?
$35 a sprocket, and it was almost $2,000 for them to come out and work on it. And it'd be done in a day. And I got no response. You know,
Hey, now, I called to have a special meeting to do it.
and yeah, and I said no because we have had that motor grader broke for 3 years. And I bring something to the council to get it done, and we just walk right on out. I don't know. We spent $15,000. We spent all the damn time getting shit for this building, getting bids, and I don't know. I bring you a bid for $5,000 to fix your windows and doors, and it was $15,000 before. You guys is going through everybody I can find to come out here and do bids and do work on stuff, and nothing gets done.
Those guys
I'm
won't come
tired
back.
of it.
They won't come back and give another bid, because you don't do nothing.
I've been at it and been at it. How many years was I with you, with all of yous over the damn sewer? And we're still not up where it needs to be. We can't take care of the lagoons. I can't tell you guys enough. I'm fed up.
I have another thought regarding the road bridge, which is that I'm pretty good at taking stuff apart. Not always real good at putting it back together, but I'm pretty good at taking stuff apart. I think I would volunteer to come down and take that field.
We don't have the tools, and it's gotta be lined up right.
I have the tools to take it off, and then I could take it to, on my own expense, I could take it to Murphy to have the new sprocket installed. And depending on what it looks like at that point, I can probably put it back together, but I'm not guaranteed that. So I can haul it up to Murphy and get that sprocket placed on there. That ought to cut that Murphy bill about in half. But I would do that.
Well, I did some checking after the last meeting, and then I contacted Jeff about it, and I was like, I did some asking around to see if we could maybe get it any cheaper from a local mechanic that could, like, Morgan Diesel would come do it. They are not cheap. I wondered if we could do it cheaper with a local service truck. I did some checking. A lot of them say they don't have the tools and will not touch it. And some of them were not cheaper. They were well over $2,000. So then I talked to Jeff about it, and I said we ought to get it fixed. Me and him talked about that we should just have a special meeting and go ahead and get it fixed. And we were kind of told to just wait, and I think we should just get it fixed. I really thought maybe we could find it cheaper, but some of them say that is quite the job, and some are not even willing to touch it, and they're definitely not cheaper. Yeah, but we can put a money deal on it, or Everett was pretty sure he had enough brand new chain. But at the same time, if he doesn't have brand new chain, I want brand new chain put in it. So we can approve the job to just be done within a reasonable price. It doesn't have to be to the dollar amount.
Things like that, it's better to replace pieces that are, you can get to while you're there in the first place, so I don't disagree with you on that.
Well, the chain Murphy tractor is likely to have on the truck. They won't have anything else because it's hard to get parts for that thing. So they won't have anything else.
So is this grader, is the sprocket the main thing that's wrong with this grader? I mean, if we get this grader, I mean, if we get the sprocket, the chain, and everything in line, the grader should be good to go. We're not gonna be doing something else in a month that we knows, well, I mean, that we know of, I'll say that.
And when you start taking that drive system apart, heaven knows what you're gonna find inside there, which may complicate matters. But you have to take it apart to get a look at it, that's the problem. What we can see from the available access ports is that sprocket is going on.
And they put it, did you guys put a chain on that once, or we had a chain put on it?
Yeah, we put a chain on it once.
And when you guys had it apart, that's what you guys saw, is that one sprocket was worn out and
We
jumping.
didn't actually take it apart. There's two little cover plates on top. You can take off, and we just reached in them cover plates and we took the chain off and put a new chain on.
Oh, okay.
We didn't actually take anything else apart. Just no more than we tried not to use it, I don't think the chain would be hurt. The chain
Yeah,
would
but
be-
I just think that we would be dumb to not be approved to replace the chain because they're likely to have it with them on their truck. It's kind of, isn't that a common chain? I think it is.
I don't
Comes in
know.
a roll.
We had some left, didn't we?
We bought a 10-foot roll last time we did it. And I bought that from Kinslow's in Great Bend.
And you still have all of that 10-foot?
I know, because we used it.
You used some of
We
it?
put the new part, we got part of it
Yeah.
that's new, but we don't have a full 10-foot piece.
But you think you have more than half of it?
I don't
Should
think,
be probably.
Where,
probably got
where
a
did
photo of
it,
it.
where did it come from?
Kinslow's out of Great Bend.
Kinslow's is in Great Bend.
I don't think 10 feet will get that whole length.
It's just a 2-inch pitch rotary chain or drive chain, what they call it.
I think we should just approve to fix it with the new chain.
I don't think 10 feet will do it. That chain is expensive, but that's a really minor part of the project.
Yeah, but it'd be done now.
Would be done after.
I make a motion that we fix the road grader sprocket and chain and have Murphy come and put it in and put a new chain in while here.
And what about the aligning of that?
That's all part of it.
That's
all
that
part
go
of
through
fixing it.
all of that?
Yeah.
I second that.
Aye.
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 Another item I have under old business is the employment of a sub-clerk. We visited with Linda, probably the December meeting. Asked her to serve temporarily. We have advertised somewhat for the sub-clerk that we're not.
Yeah, are you skipping new business?
I probably am. Right now I'm talking about the sub-clerk under old business.
It's not on the agenda.
I'm putting it on the agenda. We have no sub-clerk on the system right now. Do we wish to ask Linda if she wishes to serve as that sub-clerk person? Or do we wish to continue advertising and hope someone, no one applied for the sub-clerk position. Got no response from that advertising.
I make a motion to add to unfinished business in the agenda, sub-clerk.
Aye.
Okay. I was aware that we've not had any applications. I thought when Linda volunteered to do this for us that she did not want to do this full time though. Is that right?
I'm just doing it until you guys get somebody.
That means we need.
That way you can just let me go and not have to have a big deal about it. And there'll be times I can't do it.
So you would just like to stay on just as needed?
Temporary until you get somebody you can have in here. Then you just tell me we got somebody, so,
Well,
yeah. I mean, I was willing to volunteer, but Dave decided I needed to be paid.
right. And I don't know what else we can do if we don't have any applications, if we can't just pull something out
Well,
of the
we
air,
just gotta keep
unfortunately.
running ads. We're gonna have to just make a motion to run ads again.
We're still running the big two.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I saw them last week.
Well, I don't read. I don't read.
Oh, I thought you said, why don't we, when you stop?
Okay, we're just gonna keep running ads, no difference.
So how are we leaving this? Continue to run ads? In the meantime, we'll continue to ask some of the visible services on a temporary, as needed basis.
Yes.
Where am I at now?
Now it's new business.
And you had something to do with engineering management.
So it's that, Andrew got the candy talk last month. Dave wanted it 3 items on the agenda, because he wasn't like, we wanted that talk.
I had a question on that. Did anyone ask, or did he say, could we get money for the pool? Are we part of these grants or not?
Yeah, I don't think he said anything about food.
So I was thinking if we could get something for the sewer, or the lagoons. Something for these buildings, or new buildings, or whatever. And if we could get something for the pool, and if we could get anything, I think that would be a nice little bonus.
You're gonna have to go through Game Fish and Parks for the pool.
But I mean, I didn't know if we could get, if some of this money that we might qualify for, or if.
It might, we'd only have to pay for half of it.
Yeah, if we could use it for that or not. Since I knew it was through the fish department or whatever, I didn't know if they would actually let the money be used, or if these people would actually let money be used for
It
that.
would be something you'd have to ask.
Yeah.
Well, I would like to at least start on finding out, new building and renovation, or renovation would be for, it says for a community center, but I kind of thought at one point that would have covered the maintenance shop roof too also.
When he was talking about it, it was for a new building, and then they weren't a building, it was a community. They were trying to build basically the city shop and all of this
In one.
or two
Because it
separate
says,
buildings,
because it says new building or renovation of community center. At one point in time, they did have some renovation money out there for doing like roofs and stuff. But his information shows there's $1 million worth of chance out there. We only have to pay for half of it. So, we need to look into it.
I agree.
I think, did you talk to him, that's one thing I was gonna talk to you about, and I didn't get here on Friday.
I did not talk to him, because I wasn't sure what he wanted to ask.
Yeah, I think we have to sign a contract with them to start.
Do you remember, Linda, is that correct? Did we have to sign a contract before they started any grants for the water.
You know, I really
projects.
don't remember, it's been so long ago.
I thought there was some, like we had to do it in the minutes, or,
I think you're not in that contract. I'm gonna stumble across something last week.
And this is a different firm than that helped with the water project. He was with the firm that was bought out. A lot of the government grants to apply for it, we have to pass a resolution. The city's gonna apply for this grant, this is who they're authorizing.
yeah, but I thought when we, and I can't remember, it's a long time ago, but we had to do like some step to approve them to get us the information, or to start the process of going through that stuff.
Yeah, and that may be when they go to, whether it's rural development, or CDBG, whoever, they need a resolution from the city saying the city wants to apply for this grant and wants to use this firm to help do that. There may be a contract.
Because I thought on this firm, to do this, we have to hire this firm to do our application, so.
I think that's what, I mean, that's the point of his presentation was, yeah, this is work for this firm. Basically, here's why they're required, because they can help you access these funds. Right.
That's probably why you need to talk to him, find out how you need to do it.
Well, but I just wanted us to have a consensus, or that we wanted to go forth with this and find out what we can do for a new building or for renovation, I mean, to start the process.
I guess we have a consensus, I guess.
Rather
Because we
than
don't, we don't
motion,
know,
we
that's
may
what we're gonna have to
to-
spend money.
Yeah, but
Well, we borrowed money right off the bat, remember, Gabe?
yeah, we had to borrow 100,000, we did it through People's Bank, and then we paid, but that was
That's
after.
paid back
that
right
was-
away.
That was after the grant was approved.
Yeah, but
That was-
B&G got most of it done because Faye was the one that wrote the grant for us.
Right.
Well, why don't we ask him back out, or maybe he could tell us on the phone what we need to do, to see about looking into this and what we need to do to start.
I think we need a
If we all
motion.
agree for it.
To proceed with hiring.
I think you could have them come back out and figure out if one of these projects is gonna fit or not, and if it is, then I think you have more details for you guys on this is what I need the city to do.
So have him out, and then we can decide if we need a motion to go forward, we're gonna have to spend money to get him started on the contract.
I think he'd be able to come out and say, here's, A, B, and C, kind of different projects that are there. If you want to enter into one of those, then I think they bring a contract to the city or some kind of agreement to the city with, here's what we want you guys to sign to get this going.
So we're good with having him come back out?
I think we need to have Michaela contact him. And find out if we need to have a special meeting or something. That we have to have it in the minutes, or what it takes to start the process going forward. Because if we wait another month for him to come back out, then he's gonna come out and talk to us, then he's gonna go back home, and then he's gonna start the paperwork, and in another 30 to 60, 90 days, we're gonna start getting it. So I think we need to, because I'm pretty sure we had to have a motion in the minutes and a contract to start to even move forward with it. If I remember right, that's what we had to have.
We're all on board with contacting them, right?
Yes. And just so when she talks to him, so he would know, I want to know about the lagoon dredging, grants for lagoon dredging, and public facility, for sure. Is there anything else that you guys see that we might fall under, that we want to tackle at this time? Is that it?
I mean, it says sewer improvement, what are we looking at there?
That's your lagoon.
It's got lagoon here, and then it's got.
I would think that means building a lagoon. It says lagoon dredging and rehabilitation, that's where we're at.
Right, but I didn't know what the system evaluation 1 and 2 collection system rehabilitation.
I mean, we never asked about it.
Like I said, I have no idea.
She
what
knows
that's
that we're
about.
looking into dredging, so if she contacts him and tells him that we're looking into dredging, I think he's just gonna say that
Altogether.
lagoon one is the one that. But he'll know.
Alright, I just didn't know.
Questions, Michaela?
So you, okay, so you want me to call him and ask about all those, and then see if he needs, like, if there's somebody, like, minutes, or if we just do a contract
What do we have to do to start?
to start the process?
And can we get started sooner than later if we have a special meeting, or maybe they're so backed up it doesn't matter?
Okay.
Or if we need to have a special, if he believes that we need to have a special meeting for him to come back out and talk to us again, so we can. We need to get a hold of him and talk about it and get some questions put together on how to get started.
Are we exhausted your business?
Yep, your turn.
Thank you. Couple of things I wanted to discuss, we have already going on. Longer term, I want some thought given to what you want to do with this multiplicity of properties that we have in this town. Do you intend to keep them and maintain them and pay property taxes on them indefinitely? Or should we take any actions to try to market some of them, move some of them, or get ourselves out from under the maintenance expense and the property taxes to maintain those? I think I heard numbers up to around 16 properties that we own. Wouldn't be surprised if we're not going to end up with another one or two pretty soon. And it's for lack of maintenance. It's costing us money to maintain it. What do you wish to do? Some of them are include the ball fields that I really want to keep. I would think some of them are in use by the municipality. Some are not. So some of them could lend themselves to be private property or potential building sites somewhere else. What do you want to do with them? I'm uncomfortable paying property taxes to the county on it. We are a tax come in, supported entity, we're charging our city people proper taxes to pay for property taxes, which strikes me as unusual. I've not found very many, I'm not sure I've found any other cities that do that. In the properties. Long term, do we want to continue with that, or is that, do we need to be looking at divesting ourselves of some of the properties?
I'd like to know what we own, first off.
I think we need to inventory.
I don't see much reason to probably keep on them. I mean, I'm sure there's probably some we might need to keep in case we have to build, or, I know we can't put a water tower there, thankfully we got that done, but I don't know. There might be some properties that need to be used by the city for some reason or another, but, first off, I'd like to know what we own, and I'm not opposed to getting rid of some of them, I'm sure.
Another thing that I'm unclear on is the budgeting process, not so much the process, but how we go about providing budget funds for the maintenance guys, or whatever. Do they have a budget item that they can spend on their own discretion up to a limit? Seems like they're asking for $100 to put a belt on or something. So that strikes me as a lot. And maybe I'm not.
They do, they're approved, what is your approval? 2,500 a month?
15.
Or 1,500 a month, and that's why when they can make it to a city.
Is that something we need to review from time to time to see if we're in the ballpark of what needs to be spent?
Do you feel like that's enough month-to-month allotment, $1,500?
Most months, but there's some months that we probably spend more than that. Like I said, if we got anything major, we usually bring it to the council, and that way it don't come out of our budget.
So y'all are pretty content with the $1,500 that you get a month right now?
Yeah, we work with it, I mean.
I don't think they should have to come, and I don't know if they do, but I don't think they should have to come for every little thing. I mean, if it's a $20,000 something, sure, but they should be, I guess, trusted or whatever we want to say to use that money as they need to, without getting, have to have enough pay for everything.
It seemed to me, and I was in the early stages of tenure, it seemed to me like we rambled around for about 3 months trying to figure out what to do with the lawnmower last summer. And I think the question then became, did we want to spend $1,500 to fix it, or did we want to let the bigger lawnmower, which justifies bringing it to the council. If it was just, if the question was, can we spend $1,500 to fix the mower on it, that's not something I think the council needs to discuss. Now, if the question is, do we want to trade or buy something bigger or newer, well, that's a different question. I was kind of amazed at how we rambled along for how many months with that item.
We had a maintenance man at one point in time that they did allow to have free range to fix these things. And then all of a sudden, there were some awful nice things and things that Turon never thought. We had a snowplow one time. Luckily, the company came back and took the snowplow back. Because we ended up with like a $7,000 snowplow for a tractor.
He had purchased that?
Huh?
He had purchased that?
Yeah.
On his own cognizance?
Yeah. And I'm not saying they are, but the deal with the mower at 1,500 and stuff. all that stuff's always comes to the council. And
Well, that
sure,
1,500 will wipe out their whole monthly budget anyway.
yes. But like Everett said many a times, the reason that sometimes he comes in here and asks for $100 or $200 is because it's something that just occurred before the meeting, recent before the meeting, and most months the meeting is still the beginning of the month, and he doesn't want to eat into his budget for the month. Not that he couldn't go buy it, but so he doesn't eat into his budget for the month.
I guess that concludes my commentary. Like I said, it's moving forward on a couple of these issues, in case there is some thought.
So can we have at the next meeting the list of properties that we own then?
Inventory,
Yeah.
or would you like to appoint to do that? I'd be happy to help. I hate to put in the table. Do that. Probably have a list somewhere.
Well, I mean, we do the real estate taxes.
The real estate taxes on it. Things guys would know where they're going.
Might need to put down what it's used for.
Right.
Well, we ought to be able, if she brings a list, they ought to kind of inform us.
Well, like the property south of the ball field, that, we tried to sell that a long time ago.
Yeah.
Then we needed to use it.
So that's, we'll get it. Anything else? What have I left out now?
Nothing's just governing body comments and an adjournment.
Other governing body comments? Oh, I will say, spent a couple of afternoons, parts of a couple of afternoons, we were in contact with the Hudson Community Foundation and with Interfaith Ministries, Interfaith Housing. A bunch of brochures from Interfaith Housing, all the come to the office and other things, senior citizens buildings. Everybody has programs. We have to telephone, whether programs is another question. But we think about if they have it, how they have money, and they have access to funds, and they like to put together projects with the usually no sweat equity or we work on their own properties that can help with materials and with sometimes finding some funding, maybe yes, maybe no. Secondly, the Community Foundation folks there have told me to apply this month for a grant for fixing up community buildings such as this. I intended to apply for about $15,000 for the door. That's not gone in yet, but it's just any day now I'm going to sit down and find out the grant. I don't know that we'll get it. I think the maximum on that program is about $7,500. They would want commitment from us in advance that we're going to pursue the project with the grants at our expense. So I think we talked about that one other time. It seemed to me that what I heard, what I think I heard was that the council was interested in making that commitment that if the grant was awarded, that they would go ahead and pursue the project. And I applied for some grant for this project over here, that wall and door and windows. Yeah, maybe we'll get that by the end of February or early March, maybe not. The larger program comes in the summer. They have larger grant availabilities, and we can get up to $40,000. We might possibly work on the maintenance building. I intend to apply for it at that point. Again, we don't know if we'll get it or not. We do have larger grants available for that. My advice from the Community Foundation was to apply for the smaller one first and second month later. He's assuming I was going to do that. I don't know how that plays out with this project, with this situation. Talk to. That's kind of where I thought we wanted to go with it at the time. Maybe we don't want to pursue it to the foundation anymore.
I don't know if one would, if you got one, if that would affect our odds on getting something else. That might be something we need to check in.
I don't know if we've ever applied for anything.
I
Others
think we
have.
Linda?
We've never
Yeah.
had.
I think we did get something from the community foundation at one point. Didn't we?
I don't
Where they
remember.
came and talked to us.
Yeah. I don't recall anything.
But the interfaith housing people, they had a lot of money a couple of years ago. Now they've worked through most of that.
They've done some
The
things
grant
in town, like
availability
take
from
the
the
house
feds is
down.
not, from the federal government is not what it used to be. Either now.
They took that house down behind me, the Interfaith Housing did.
That was it.
And now with the budget cuts being made in Washington, that's probably even less money available. So, that was what interfaith housing was. Let's see what they would love to get out and talk to us too. Work on your input, and if you think it's worth my time to continue to pursue these things, our time to pursue grants, I think there's a decent chance we can do something.
I think we should pursue it because I think with the grant on this, for these windows and the grant we're looking at here are not the same grant.
There is some, we get some extra points if they're buildings that are used in the community or have some historical value in the community. And I think I can write up a grant for, since we're using this for friendship meals, we're using it for political polling, election services, we're using it as a community meeting place in the gym, and it has historical value as the old high school building and such. I think we can get some extra points scored for that, whether or not it's enough to make anything happen or not. I don't know.
I'd say pursue it if you can.
We'll go in this weekend. If it snows tomorrow, then I sit home and.
There you go.
Anybody have any idea what year this building was built? 1920s or before that? Teens, 20s?
Is there anything up in the history room up there that might have something like that on it?
I'm not sure how old the building is, but I had that one book I brought in the other day that showed the first graduating class to the last year, I believe, they were open as a high school. Gave it to the library, so that would have some information there.
When did these senior pictures start? Does anybody know what year that
Bet
was?
1915 maybe?
15?
They might have had school before they had.
That might not be,
building.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's what I don't know. I'll look in my one book that Amy Sampson went and put together. I got one of the originals.
Whatever.
I kind of think, and I don't remember where it is, if it's out front on one of the pillars, there's a date.
Yeah, we used to see it, but I don't think we can find it now. The date,
Yeah, I was thinking it was up on by the front door
I
somewhere.
used to be able to see it somewhere not that long ago.
Is there a cornerstone or something? Emily could have.
I don't remember where it was, was it one of the pillars by the door or?
yeah, somewhere out there.
I think it was above the door.
Is it under the community center sign?
Might be underneath it.
but it is.
I don't think it was that long ago that I saw it.
That's
That's
been
been
up there a long
20
time.
years.
Long time.
I feel like I've seen it, but taxes have it.
Yeah. A lot of schools were building them 19 teens, you know, and-
I'm thinking the high school, the first high school graduating class was 1915.
Well, there was that other old building that I went to grade school
Right.
in, a couple blocks south. Well, I assume that was probably the high school building first or joint school. I assume that was a school building before they built this one. That was before they built this
All right.
one. The only reason I wanted to know was just thought it would look good on the application. It's been 110 years old. And whenever we get to talking about another building, bear in mind that if we spend $1 million to build another building, we'll still have this one. Unless you're gonna tear it down. And it would cost $1,000,000. And I would object to leaving it here to rot like every other little small town has with the defunct high school building. I would really be unhappy.
Yeah, I would too, that's why I'd like to see a new building, but I
Unless
I
you're
have
gonna
no
take this
idea
one
what
down
to do with
and
this.
build on this lot.
If this would be hundreds of thousands of dollars to take down.
The hour grossly. Any other business for the good of the community?
I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
City.